Well, good afternoon and welcome to the Dad Whisperer. I am your host, Dr. Michelle Watson, and I'm so honored that you've joined me today, and you are going to love the special guest that I have with us today in the studio, and her name is Amy Roloff. Welcome,
Woo-hoo.
Amy.
Thank you for having me, Michelle. I appreciate it.
Well, and here we live in the same neck of the woods. How could I not have a reality celebrity here today?
I know. It's like, go figure.
I know.
What?
In our neck of the woods. So you all know Amy's name because she's been in one of the longest running TLC programs called Little People, Big World.
Yes.
How many years now?
Well, we're just getting ready, I think, to film season 13. So we think we've probably done over 300 episodes. And it's all been here on our farm, in the Portland area here. And, a lot of people come to Roloff Farms pumpkins.
I just
for
did.
pumpkin season.
This past October for the first time. I'm like, if you guys haven't been there, plan ahead now for the fall because it's a whole day of fun.
So if you haven't watched the show, tune in at least this upcoming season.
Yeah, you've got some new things emerging.
Yes, we do.
Which some of it's I saw in People magazine about you're going to be a grandma.
I am going to be a grandmother. My first, first time being a grandmother. What am I talking about?
You don't know grandson or granddaughter yet, I'm assuming.
No, not yet. And it's Zachary and Tori, and I'm just so excited. I don't feel old enough to be a grandma, but I just tell people, well, you know what? I'm going to be one heck of a good grandma. That's all I got to say.
And how do you know that? Because I love that confidence in you, which we're going to be talking today about your relationship with your dad and how he's shaped you. But that was a confident response. I know I'm going to be a good grandma.
Oh, I will be a good grandma. I love kids. I think I did a good job raising my own, considering half their life has been on television and things like that. So
unique challenges.
Yeah, it is a unique challenge.
Yeah.
Television and raising your kids, and we're all different, and
cameras are rolling and looking at things that you might not want to have looked at.
And then you forget they're there. And you're like, oh boy.
Whole new world. Yeah. Well, for anybody that doesn't know you, which I can't imagine that's out there, but
there are a few.
Tell them, just as a way of introduction, Amy, tell them a little bit about you and who you are.
Well, I'm Amy Roloff. I live out there in the Helvetia area, Roloff Farms. We moved here 26 years ago. It'll be almost 27 come March. So pretty much half my life has been in the Northwest. I've got 4 kids. Twin boys, Jeremy and Zachary. Zachary's my little person, dwarf child, and Jeremy's average height. They're both married. Zach and Tori are going to have a baby. I'm going to be a grandmother. My daughter's getting married this year.
Wow.
And Jacob, my youngest, is doing great, and he lives in Northern California. But, I don't know. I love to cook. I have my charity foundation. We give monies to other organizations that are doing great things with helping kids, overcome their life challenges. I'm doing this crazy show. I love to cook. I want a cooking show. I love to travel. I love to camp. I love my friends. And I don't know.
You got a full life, girl.
Born and raised in Michigan. So I'm a Great Lakes, Midwest, Michigan strong girl.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, good. Well, that just lets people know a little bit about you. And I don't know how much you've talked publicly about your relationship with your dad, but because this is all about dads and daughters, I thought, who better to have than you? And you guys know that every week the model is on your mark, get set, go. So I picture you as dads getting ready to run your fathering race this week in a new way.
Yeah.
And you're lined up side by side, a band of brothers, and I'm your coach cheering you on.
That sounds good to me.
Today it's me and Amy around here cheering you on as dads and helping to decode some of the complexities of life on Venus, which is the planet we live on, and you guys are on Mars. And so I want to hear a little bit more about your dad today. Okay. So the title of today's broadcast is, this is the On Your Mark, Fathering a Daughter with Unique Needs.
Yeah.
And I want to start, Amy, by talking about the little conversation we had here before we were on air. I was originally going to call this Fathering a Daughter with Special Needs.
Yeah.
But you said, I don't consider myself to have special needs. Tell me about that.
I don't. I never grew up in a family environment, that I was special needs or anything. I just grew up that Amy is Amy, and she just happens to be a dwarf. Not have dwarfism. I am a dwarf.
This was
not
in Michigan.
Like you can acquire dwarfism or get it later. I am a dwarf. But yeah, in Michigan, born and raised, like I said, half my life, graduated from college and everything like that in there. No, I don't consider myself having special needs. And, this is all I ever known.
Yeah.
And so I've learned to adapt. It's just what I do in life. I go into the store. I go over to other people's house. I go into a work environment. You know, I do television. I show up on other, shows and everything like that. My mind automatically goes to, okay, how do I visualize that place being set up?
How do
where's
I adapt?
The stool? Yeah, where's the stool? Where's this? So when I go into something, I'm a little more prepared, or I know how to ask, what my needs are. And so growing up, I think that is probably one of the best things that my father and mother did, was they did not adapt the house to me.
Really?
Because it's not like cups and dishes were on the lower shelf. No, they're where they should be, up on the higher shelf. Because, and I'm not sure why my father and mother did that, but I look at it as, what better place to learn how to adapt and learn about me and what I can and cannot do than in your own comfort of your home.
Exactly.
If everything was catered in my home, when I walk out the front door, it's not going to be catered to me.
Really?
I've got to figure
Good
it out.
point. And where were you in the birth order?
I have two older sisters.
Okay.
Unfortunately, my oldest one passed away in the end of January in 2015. But I had two older sisters and a younger brother, so the third child.
Oh, so again, your dad had 3 daughters.
Yes, 3 daughters.
So I think even today, as we talk about unique needs, is I want dads out there to also perhaps take what Amy's going to share today and adapt it. If you have a daughter, let's say, that her unique needs are more mental health.
Yeah.
Maybe she lives with a lot of anxiety and you never did. And you're like, I don't get that. Let mom deal with that.
Yeah.
Or
physical challenges or emotional or whatever it may be.
Mental health, whatever the challenges are. What I just love that you said, Amy, is my dad didn't treat me any different.
No.
He was right in there expecting the same things out of me, which had to have deposited into you a kind of confidence that I'm not one down.
Yeah.
I might be small, but I'm a big person, you know? Hence the name of the show.
Yes.
So tell me more about like your family. Were you raised in a Christian home? Was faith part of that? How did your dad model faith or Christianity to you?
I definitely put my father up on a pedestal. And I think depending on how a daughter's relationship is with her dad, I think most often girls do put their dad on a pedestal. And it was really amazing years later that he got knocked down a little bit. And I appreciated that when I get to know a little bit more about my the relationship that my dad and mom had. My dad's on a pedestal, but my mom's like, man, mom, you're so mean. You're so this and that. And how that dynamic probably affected them and how the kids react.
Yeah.
And
did they open up more to you, or you just got older?
No,
and
I think I just got older, wiser, and just heard a lot more stuff that
on both sides.
Yeah, on both sides.
Which makes sense. You're like growing up and you're observing and listening.
But I was brought up in a Christian home. I was brought up United Methodist, and to me, that is just what I did. I was in choir. I was in youth group. I was in bell choir. I did a lot with the church. And even though I was brought up in a home that helped me to get to know me and adapt and everything, I would not say I had a lot of confidence. It was almost like I had one foot in me being different and the other foot being, okay, I live in an average size world. My whole family's average size. They're all big, tall. But you were my friends and everything.
Aware of that all the time, of course.
I was aware of it all the time. And I did not know how to exactly combine those two things. Just be you. Regardless, who cares whether you're in the average size world and you're not necessarily in the little people community, because there's not a lot of little people around.
And there sure wasn't even back, the 60s, 70s?
Yeah. So I was born in the early 60s.
What was your relationship with your dad like growing up?
Yeah. To me, I think it was it was very structured, very processed, very
did your duties and everyone knew their role.
And my kids always say, Mom, you're lecturing us. No, I'm giving you info. And I think that's what my dad did. It's not like he exactly told me what to do. This is what you should do. This is what you need to do. Obviously discipline, and they did do stuff. But to me, what I loved about my dad is like, Amy, people are going to make fun of you. When I was in grade school, they're going to tease you. However, not everyone's going to do that. You have the choice of who you want to be friends with or who you want to bring into your community and stuff. So it was more of like a reality check all the time with my father. He would give me options or let me see different things where, when you're a little girl, young woman, you get emotional. You know, we're relational.
Totally.
Oh, they don't like me. I can't handle it. Oh, what am I going to do? Okay, let's settle down. Let's dissect the information here.
Exactly.
And I think that's typically what a father does. And to me, that was a wonderful thing about my dad. But sometimes I wish that and it's hard for men to do this. I wish he was a little more like compassionate, like just came up and just gave me a hug and, you know, just say, "You're wonderful, Amy. We're so glad you're my daughter," or whatever, you know,
and you know
it
what?
may
It's
strike
not
them.
cheesy. Guys might think, to say you're wonderful. But I love that you gave dads the exact line they could use. Go try it out, dads. If it bombs, blame us.
But I think they need to do it when it's not in crisis mode.
Good
do
point.
it when it's just a moment. Just say, you know what? Just hug your daughter and say, "You're awesome.
Yeah.
Go have a great day."
And it really does, I think, because we can both speak from our life on Venus, is it counters some of the negative messages we're getting out there.
Yeah.
Whether we have unique needs or not. We all have unique needs.
But I
let's
think
be
it
honest.
bolsters our perception of ourselves because, you know, we're very like, are we pretty enough? Are we, you know, all these other girls, I don't look like them. Of course, I never look like them. And, you know, I always wanted to look like them, but I knew I couldn't look like them. But I think because when dads do something like, "Oh, you're awesome," in a chaotic moment and the daughter's stressed out, that's where I think probably girls and young women think, "Oh, you're just saying that to make me feel better."
Exactly.
But when you do it in a moment that just because, it's like, you know, when you get married.
Yeah.
Don't just bring me flowers on Valentine's Day. Bring me flowers on June 1st. What's June 1st? It's a nothing day.
Good point.
But it is June 1st.
Good
Just
point.
bring me flowers. Or, you know,
and
whatever.
you remember it forever.
Yeah.
You know, I think dads might think, "Oh, that's not really that big of a gesture." We as girls remember that forever.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, we do.
Well, if any of you
we
are just
do.
joining us now in the middle of the conversation here, I have Amy Roloff in the studio with me today, and I'm Dr. Michelle Watson, the Dad Whisperer, and I'm so excited that she's here today to talk about her relationship with her dad growing up as she did with dwarfism, the only one in her home that had this. So you were kind of always kind of looking up.
Yes.
How did your dad, Amy, get down on your level and invest in relating specifically to you?
Wow, that's kind of a tough one. I'm going back years.
Clean out the cobwebs.
You know, I think subtle. My dad's a very subtle person. It's not like he's necessarily direct.
And he's still living?
He's still at both my parents are still living. They're living in Michigan. My dad's 88 now. My mom's 84. And
so more
my
of a
dad was very
subtle-
practical. He pressed education. He goes, regardless of who you are or what you can do or whatever, education is the one thing that they can never take away from you, Amy. And that's a tool that you can use to do whatever you may want to do in your life. He was just, you know, very supportive, you know, like I said, just very practical. I had a childhood illness from about 4th grade, 3rd grade, all the way through 9th grade.
Oh, wow.
And, you know, to me, that's such a key developmental area.
No kidding.
You know, time frame for a girl. But the one thing that I loved, even though he may have felt panic, like, okay, she's sick for a lot of years here, and what
like
can I do to
school
help
kind
her?
of sick?
Oh, yeah, I did that a little bit. And, you know, the medication, you know, made me look like, you know, I'm a blimp to anorexic, because, you know, that type of medicine and stuff like that. But what I loved about my dad, though he may have not been so loving, I could trust, physically, like a hug and all that stuff. I could trust him. I could count on him. If anything were to happen, I had no doubt that my dad would know what to do or do everything that he could to figure it out to help me. And to me, that's also a comfort. Because as we get older and we look for that particular someone in our life, marriage, of course, we don't want to marry our dad, but we also look to that man figure as, can I count on you? Can I trust you?
Yeah.
Are you going to be there? Can we work this out together? But also, are you going to give me a hug just because? Yeah. Let me cry on your shoulder. Don't fix it because I just need to vent. Or, you know, those types of things.
Oh, I love that. Is there anything, Amy, and this might be a little bit hard question to answer, but when you look back, because we want dads here that may be in a unique season with their daughter's unique needs of saying, you know what, I'm gonna sit this one out for, like you said, say your dad would have backed away from you from 3rd grade to 9th going, you know, I don't get these. Mom, you go in. What you would have missed out on dad's attention those key years. What would you tell dads who are saying, I don't have what it takes to meet her unique needs? Were there any places where you say to your dad, I wish you would have known this. This is what you didn't get right. That's a little bit harder sometimes.
It is a little
admit.
bit harder, and I think, you know, I can only imagine, you know, a lot of dads thinking that I can't meet those needs.
They're too big.
But I also think, well, you're looking at the whole onion. Just think of one layer that you can be involved in, because though you may not be able to take care of your daughters, all of their needs, if you just take care of one, that one is like exponentially going to do something for her.
Good point.
So yeah, she may be emotional or she may be this, but is there one thing by spending time getting to know her, one thing that she really likes that you do once in a while, whether it be an activity that you guys can do together.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about coaching, because coaching, you're with your daughter and a whole bunch of other people, but individual time, you know, with her. You know, something that she wish she could do, but she doesn't. Okay, if she likes art, take her to the art museum.
Oh, I love that.
Or, you know, something like
practical.
that. To me, it's like, I could care less whether you like art, but you know your daughter does. Yeah. And if that's something that will help her to deal with all this other stuff that you don't feel capable of doing, it will speak volumes, because she's like, at least my dad cared.
Yeah.
At least he thought about something.
Totally.
At least I can feel like I can go to him, even though he may not understand and feel like I can't handle this.
Exactly. Because we know they're thinking about
period with your mom, or you know, something like that. But just to be aware that she is on her period, or, you know, she's having a difficult time with her girlfriend, and or she has a best friend.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, hey, would you and your friend like to go roller skating or whatever? But I always find, you know, to tell dads, don't take her to a movie, even though that's good. But if you have limited time with your daughter, have it at where you can talk and communicate, and a fun
interactive
time. Yeah, interactive.
Did you and your dad ever have, do you have any memories of you and your dad doing something, just the two of you?
You know, the one thing that I loved, that I remember, and it's just such a small thing, we used to always go, we had Dunkin' Donuts at our place growing up.
Yeah.
And I would always go, just he and I, we would go out to Dunkin' Donuts. I always got a donut, but we would buy donuts like that Saturday to have for Sunday morning, you know, Dunkin' Donuts. So he and I would go and do that. Because of family dynamics, I started cooking for the family when I was like 13, 14 years old. And I love to cook to this day because of that. So he and I would go grocery shopping together, because his responsibility, as I quote my fingers here, was to do the grocery shopping. So he and I would go grocery shopping. And I loved that, because we didn't have that sugary cereal. But I always liked Captain Crunch or whatever cereal. And he goes, okay, you can pick out your most favorite cereal. But those were moments that I appreciated. It was something that we needed to do, but it was something because I was asked to, you know, kind of help out with family dinners. I have the love of cooking and gathering people around the table. And we had family dinners every night.
And did your dad love your cooking?
My dad would tolerate a lot as I experimented with recipes and stuff.
Key, isn't it? You had to learn by making mistakes.
Yeah. And he would be so, Amy, it's good. And my dad used to tell me later, if it's not moving, I'll eat anything.
Go, Dad.
Yeah. So, you know, those are small moments. And I think that's all it really takes.
Yeah.
It's just small moments on maybe a regular basis or often enough to let her know that you're there, you care. You may not be able to fix anything, but she wants to be able to know that she can lean on you.
Exactly.
And just come to you at any point in time. And I think, you know, a lot of time, I mean, there was one thing I did horribly bad, and I just love the response that my dad gave, because it killed me, the hurt I saw in his eyes. Well, I don't know if I should say this, but a friend of mine, I was spending the night at my friend's house, and her parents
What was this, high school, middle school?
About junior
school?
high.
Junior high.
I think junior high. And we went out shopping and everything. Well, we shoplift, and I got caught. And back in those days, you know, it wasn't as drastic as it is now.
Yeah.
But I was grounded for 2 weeks. But all I could remember my dad saying is if you really wanted something that bad, I would have gotten it for you, Amy. Oh, my heart broke because his eyes welled up with tears like, why couldn't you come to me? That was something. But
he didn't get angry.
No.
But you saw the disappointment.
Yes.
Did that have more impact than if you would have gotten angry?
Yes. And you're right. My dad didn't get angry. I mean, I knew there would be consequences and stuff like that. But I'm like, okay, whatever. Because the one thing I did not want to ever do is, and it put me in check. It's like, just like we think about our Heavenly Father, you know, it's like, I don't want to disappoint God. I don't want to disappoint, but I also know I'm a sinner every day.
Right.
But when I go out every day, I think about, okay, is this something I should be doing? Is this something right? How's my heart?
Yeah.
And then when that happened to me with my father, or what I did and how my father reacted, I said, I don't want to disappoint my dad.
Wow.
Because I believe that he would do anything for me.
Yeah.
And why would I want to just, blow that up in his face all the time?
Yeah.
And so it encouraged me to just think about what I'm doing in my world, and also how am I interacting with other people.
Did you guys just catch what Amy said? Is that her dad built a bridge to God as a father. Mm-hmm. She didn't want to disappoint her dad. Mm-hmm. She knew he wasn't going to be punitive, but she didn't want to break his heart. Yeah. And now she thinks that same way with God as a father. Mm-hmm. So powerful. Yeah. Well, in the few minutes we have left, I just wanted to ask you, you have one daughter, three sons.
Yes.
And so what has that been like as you've now on the other side of it, wanted to see, Molly connect with dad and see him pursue her heart. Mm-hmm. What's that been like on this side of things?
I think it's been really fun. I mean, Molly is a great daughter. She's very balanced. She wasn't the drama queen into all the fashion. I mean, the good Lord definitely blessed me with Molly. That's all I got to say. But she was also a good daughter to her father. Mm. She respected him. She, helped him. It's like she saw his needs, but he also saw her needs.
And you mean some of them physical?
Yeah.
Because of dwarfism, and she's not.
Sorry, yeah.
She's taller,
some of them for her father's physical needs, because Matt has a different kind of dwarfism than I do that is a lot more physically challenging. Uh-huh. And so, but when you grow up in that environment, to her, it's like, this is dad. Yeah. And this is mom. And so to see that kind of like she's helping him, but yet she should be the daughter, but yet Matt will do anything for her. Uh-huh. She's like the princess of his world.
Well, isn't there even on your property a whole princess world he built her?
There is a castle.
A castle.
And he finished it when she was 16. So I tell people she was never the princess, but the queen, of her.
And
Molly rules.
She knows Daddy did that. The dad did
that. Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome.
So they have a unique relationship. But again, Matt is, and it might be because of his physical needs, is more of a doer. Here, I'll give you this. Here, I'll give you this. Uh-huh. But a lot of times I would think Matt, as a father, needed to just sit and listen and be there without thinking. You don't need fireworks, Matt. Just be there. Just sit, listen, and let her run the show instead of Matt, because that's what he continues to do. He directs everything.
Yeah. So, I think just as we kind of get ready to land the plane here is, I've loved hearing today that like one of your unique memories of your dad is getting Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah.
And him supporting your love of cooking by taking you to the grocery store. Now, granted, there's some expense there, investment of money, but not extravagant.
No.
What I think for us as daughters so often makes the biggest impact are some of the smallest things where you as a dad tune into what we're about and our wiring. Yeah. So, Amy, I love to always end with one go step because it's on your mark. That's the title today, Fathering a Daughter with Unique Needs. Okay. Get set. We just told stories. You gave lots of ideas. What is one go step between today and a week from now that dads could put into action with their daughters?
Wow, that's a quickie one. That's a tough one.
It's a packed one, yeah.
I think the biggest thing, because I know what it meant to me, if I remember right, but occasionally write a note to your daughter, like Valentine's.
In your handwriting.
Yeah, in your handwriting and stuff. Don't make it just on Valentine's Day or their birthday or something, but just write a note to them and say, you know what? I'm thinking of you today and I want you to have a great day because I love you so much. That's awesome. Something like that.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be a lot, but that to me is another way to express yourself verbally, where you may not want to verbally talk to her and say those words, because, guys have sometimes, even fathers have a hard time doing that.
Yeah.
But, occasionally just writing her a note, and then, just try and find some one-on-one time. Something, like I said before, something that she wants to do, she loves to do.
Go buy makeup.
Yeah.
Go
with her and say,
go with her.
You want your favorite lipstick or lip gloss or however old she is, or, one thing I tell you is never tell your daughter that she's pretty with makeup on.
Ah, that's beautiful.
Make it fun.
Oh, I love it. And you guys have heard Amy today, Roloff, with us today. We're out of time. Amy, we could keep going, couldn't we?
Yeah, we could.
Thank you so much for coming and sharing your story. And dads, you've gotten lots of ideas today. You can go to my website, drmichellewatson.com. Listen to this again.
Well, thank you for having me on.
Well, thanks for coming. I'll have you again. So get out there, dads. Put your love into action, because Amy and I are cheering you on from the stands, and we believe in you. Go, dads.